All right, 9 minutes. What's up, everybody? We should be good now. Let me know if I'm coming in too loud or too soft. But we are back. Another week. Dolphins, Giants, and it's been a hard week. If you watch my video, my recap of last week, I've really been trying not to freak out about how bad this team is and not to just go off the reservation about how bad every facet of this football team is right now. Do I expect to win today? Absolutely not. Moral victory day today. The only moral victory I'll accept is Daniel Jones going to wake up, at least look like he looked like in the second half against Arizona. That's what I'm looking to see. If he looks like he looked last week or against Dallas or against San Francisco where he has no chance at all, the offensive line's not a help, but he can't hurt the team either. He's making $40 million. You can't be making pick six throws in the red zone like he did last week. That goes without saying. So let me know in the chat. Make sure we're good. Happy Sunday to everyone out there. We got Red Zone on the side TV, so don't worry. I'm going to be your bootleg Scott Hansen today. If you're taking in the game, the Giants are down by 2 scores, don't worry. We'll cover all the action on the side as well. Whew. I just don't want to get hit in the face today. I just want to look like an NFL team. That's where my bar is at. Week 5, my bar is as low as possible. Mike McDaniel, second-year head coach, looks like a star in the making. Brian Daboll, we thought was a star in the making. But one team has great athletes on both sides of the ball, and one team is just a bunch of young, underachieving for the most part, high draft picks, I would say, for the Giants. Like, no matter what you say, a lot of these players. Jeremy, I don't know if that's nice to say, per se, or are you saying I'm looking like I got punched in the face? What's up? I'm ready to get punched in the face, if that's what you're saying. I'm ready to. With the beanie in the middle of the fall. How we sounding out there, folks? We had some technical difficulties. First stream with the new microphone last stream, and we had some tech difficulties. I just want to make sure we're straight. Thumbs up or good in the chat would be appreciated. Daniel Jones under center, or no, not under center, in the shotgun, 1st and 10. Whew. Not in the face. They hand it off to Matt Breida. He gets a good 7 yards on 1st down. That might be the highlight. That might have been the best play we had last game. Just looking back at it. We already peaked. Yeah, I mean, Jeremy, what am I supposed to do? I don't know how we're going to be able to defend this team for 4 quarters and score with them. Like, how are we going to score with them? We'll see. Jones in the shotgun. Drops back to pass. Looking. Connects to Isaiah Hodgins over the middle. Are we already peaking? Are we peaking too early? This is like when, in the FA Cup, when a championship team plays against a Premier League team and the championship team scores in like the 1st minute. You're like, all right, there's no way we're winning now. We needed to at least save our best for last, but we'll see. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button. I appreciate you popping in on a Sunday afternoon, watching some football with me. Best day of the week, by far. Jones gives it to Breida. Breida tries to make a couple people miss, and he ends up just getting back to the line of scrimmage. Nice play at the line of scrimmage by the DB. I did not see his number there. Also, here we go. Christian Wilkins, Raekwon Davis, Zach Sealer are the D linemen listed on Fox. Andrew Van Ginkel, Jerome Baker, David Long Jr., Bradley Chubb are your linebackers. And Xavier Howard, Javon Holland, Brandon Jones, and Kadir Kohu, if that's how you say it, are the DBs. So not the most imposing defense. It's more about the other side of the ball. They play like an classic Oregon football style. Just get up the field quick. The draw play on 2nd and 10 to Matt Breida, he gets about 4 or 5. So it'll be 3rd and mid for Daniel Jones here and the G-men. Barkley not active. John Michael Schmidt's not active. Andrew Thomas not active. Shane Lemieux not active. And Teron Armstead not active for the Dolphins. So really, 3 major players for the Giants out and Shane Lemieux. And then Teron Armstead, obviously a key player for the Dolphins on offense, but I'm not sure it's going to matter too much in this one. Giants have not generated a lot of pressure, even with blitzing this season. Jones in the shotgun, 3rd and 7, play clock dripping. 2, 1, just gets the snap off in time. Steps up, dumps it off short to Wan'Dale Robinson. They just get across midfield, but not even close to the sticks. Jones had some pressure in his face. Play looked screwed from the start, to be honest with you. That's on the quarterback and the offensive coordinator. Didn't get the play in time. Jones didn't get the play started in time. That's a good question. I'm not sure when Jalen Ramsey comes back. I'll look that up in a second. Giants will punt, try to give the Dolphins bad field position. 4th and 5. This is a drive you needed to kind of come up with some points after the first down conversion of Hodgins. Jamie Gillen on the punt from about midfield. This is a big punt. Like, you got to pin them deep. This is the type of game where if you're punting at midfield, you better pin them deep. It can't go in the end zone. No penalties either. Braxton Berrios, social media star, calls fair catch at the 10-yard line. We got a little Ravens Steelers on red zone right now. Lamar Jackson driving against the Steelers. Steelers kind of look like they're in a similar boat to the Giants, except they have a way better defense. Obviously with TJ Watt, a couple other guys. Alex Highsmith's having a good season so far. Carolina, Detroit. I think Detroit's just going to boat race them at home against. I think that's going to be like a 20-point win for Detroit. I really do. 31-10, 31-13, something like that. They got the towels out on 3rd and 10 for Lamar Jackson. That drive was not really what you wanted from the Giants. Obviously, you punted. You got a couple first downs. But we've seen this before. The first drive, Daniel Jones will make a play or two, and then it kind of just starts to become quicksand with the pressure in his face, guys not getting open, him throwing off his back foot, just things you don't want to see. Let's look up when Jalen Ramsey comes back. Jalen Ramsey. It seems like December, according to Ian Rappaport. Full meniscus tear for Jalen Ramsey. Need the Giants to play some defense today, obviously. I'm expecting a lot of pass interference by the Giants' defensive backs. I'm expecting a lot of wide open running lanes for Raheem Mostert and Devin Achane. I hope I'm wrong, guys. I hope I'm wrong, but like, this is not a channel where we're gonna just sugarcoat things when it's just not sweet. This is not even a savory dish. This is just bitterness. That's all we've been served this season. Aside from basically one quarter against the Cardinals where we played great offensive football, everything has been horrible all season. Like, there's not even memories other than that Arizona second half, which is not saying much, right? Arizona hasn't been great, not expected to be great. They did beat Dallas, but anything can happen any given Sunday. Here's Tua Tagovailoa. That's going to be hard for me to say. I've always been afraid to have to say that. Tua Tagovailoa. I think that's all right. I'm just going to go with Tua all day. Tua, lining up. I really just don't respect his number choice. I got to be honest. I hate quarterbacks wearing number 1. It always looks like just like a Madden-generated player. He has played great so far this season. Did struggle against Buffalo last week. Tua in the shotgun. Jalen Waddle, it looks like, motions into the backfield. They run a reverse. It looks like Devin Achane, first play of the game, big play. Trickery for Miami, and they get about 30 yards on a reverse to Devin Achane. Just so much speed on this team. Obviously, they added Chase Claypool from the Bears earlier this week. I don't think he's going to be a huge piece for them, but he offers them something different. He's a big wide receiver, also has speed. A lot of their receivers are kind of more stretch the field, obviously, speed guys like Waddle and Tyreek. Bryce Young kind of driving on Detroit. Darlene, it seems like I agree. You're not going to hear me talk trash right now because why would I? I'm not crazy. Make sure you hit like and make sure you hit subscribe. If you're just here to watch my tiers, that's fine. You're not going to get much tiers today because my tiers have already gone on Monday night. That's a game the Giants had to have because we were always going to be underdogs in Miami today, coming off a tough loss against Buffalo. Just always going to be underdogs. And you know what happened this morning? Of course, Buffalo lost to Jacksonville, so they're going to be fired up for Monday Night Football at home against the Giants. It's going to be a tough 2 weeks for the G-men, no doubt about it. Tua in the shotgun on 2nd and 4, dumps it off to Waddle, screen pass. He gets a block and Waddle just goes. Giants this is a nightmare matchup for them on defense. Wink Martindale said he was sleeping like a baby. And by that, he meant he kept waking up every 2 hours or so. And that is true. There's no way the Giants have the personnel to defend Miami currently. They can't tackle well enough. We've seen that. They're just not strong. That's my thing about a lot of these Giants defensive backs and linebackers. They're not physically strong. They may be fast, some of them may play with some instincts, but none of them are strong to shed blocks, get in the backfield. Just a wide open receiver. It's Chase Claypool. Is he healthy? No, it's Wilson Jr. Just whatever Tua wants to do on this drive, they're able to do. It's going to be a tough day. These are not even tough throws, guys. These are not tough throws. I understand this is Tua's bag. This is how he plays. Mike McDaniel's a wizard, calling plays, drawing up offense, different schemes. But the Giants haven't made many plays against anyone all year, so it's hard for me to believe they're going to do that against Miami today. Red zone, 1st and 10 for Miami. They can still gain a first down at around the 6-yard line. They just dump it off to Mostert. Ball's out! Oh, and it goes out of bounds. Fortunate. Jason Pinnock makes a play about 2 yards shy of the first down marker. Raheem Mostert loses the football, but it goes directly out of bounds. That's the type of play that you need to go your way if you have any shot today to even hang in it, in my opinion. Darlene said, quarterback, are you a person to be a Giants fan? I don't that's. Are you AI? Is my question, because that's not even a sentence. That's a sentence that does not make sense. Your AI is messed up. 2nd and 5. Tua just drops it off Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill tries to break a tackle, carries a couple of DBs to about the 2-yard line. So the inevitable is about to occur. Basically, could put the points up for Miami right now. It's a matter of who on your fantasy team is going to get the points. Nightmare week to be going up against anybody on Miami offensively. Sorry, Giants fans. We got to call a spade a spade. My only worry about playing Tua and Tyreek is they might not even play the fourth quarter. And I hate to say that, Giant fans. I hate to say it, but we're just not in the same league. They're just toying with us. Nice play there by Xavier McKinney, it looked like. Gets a hand on the football. It was McKinney. To stop the perfect drive from Tua. Was about to be 6 for 6 with a touchdown. Had an open receiver over the top, but Tua kind of tried to laser it in there. Didn't really see McKinney. So nice play by McKinney to get a hand up. 2nd and goal. Tua surveying, scrambles to his left. Touchdown, Jalen Waddle. And there it is. Defense held up there, no pressure. Tua is able to scramble. And we're getting the Waddle dance. Of course, I added to the wrong team. We might get 70 hung on us today. Thibodeau doesn't keep contained. Waddle against Jason Pinnock. Tua gives him a shot to make a play, and Waddle goes up and does it. Quick 6-zip. Extra point is up and good. I mean, it wasn't awful coverage from Pinnock. It's trying to go with Jalen Waddle on a crossing route. Just no way. Tua, with that much time, Tua was able to break contain there on the left side. Just not going to happen. You got to get pressure and hands into his face. If he has all that time, it's just not going to be a good day. Because all those quick throws were there clearly, and we can't wrap up. They're blocking on the outside. Just not sure what the Giants are going to do today to keep it close. That's why we got red zone going too. Texans are up 3-0 on the Falcons. Desmond Ridder, who I think might be the worst quarterback in the NFL. I'm just saying it. I'm not sure. I think like if Gardner Minshew was playing for the Falcons, they might be like a legit contender in the definitely contender in the NFC South. They're showing a double reverse they ran, double reverse pass. The Giants will never be able to run that because they can't execute simple plays. So that's why you can't run trick plays when you can't execute trick. You can't run trick plays when you can't execute simple plays. Easy for me to say. No prob, Esteban. This is a game where you might as well be driving. You'd rather be driving. You don't want to watch it. You might as well take in a little bit of color commentary. Just no resistance on that drive from the defense. I'm just happy Tua didn't go 6 for 6 with a touchdown. Instead, he went 6 for 7 with a touchdown. That's a moral victory right there. It's just getting old because it's week 5 and we haven't had Saquon or Andrew Thomas in 4 weeks already. Easily your two most talented players on offense. I still think Daniel Jones is the most important player on offense, but when you can't block for more than a second, he's not going to do much either. Desmond Ridder, as I called him the worst quarterback in the NFL, runs in for a touchdown. Classic bad quarterback move, though, when you have to run it in. Just got to be honest. Daniel Jones used to do it all the time. We used to buy into it. Now look at him, struggling. This is a big drive. Like, at least all I want to do is cover today. I think we were 12.5-point underdogs last time I checked yesterday. It probably went up a little bit. Cover. Keep it within 2 touchdowns. Keep this game within 2 touchdowns if you're the Giants. That's moral victory mode. You have no Saquon Barkley. You're on the road. Blah, 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 blah. We're already having moral victories in week 5. Daniel Jones in the offense. Get back out there. I wonder if their confidence is already gone. I mean, I just don't know how you could punt from midfield there. You might as well just give them the ball. Your defense. Now he knows. Now he knows his defense is not making a play. We're the worst first half. We are one of the worst first half teams in the history of the NFL through 4 games. Jones from the shotgun gives it to Eric Gray. It looks like the rookie out of Oklahoma. Gets 5 yards. I'm not sure if that was his first. I don't think it was his first carry of the season, but it was probably his biggest carry of the season, not in complete garbage time. The Lions score first against Carolina. Didn't see who scored. Was it David Montgomery? Looks like it. Yep. Jones in the shotgun, 2nd and 5. Sends Wan'Dale Robinson in motion. He gives it to Eric Gray again. Eric Gray gets the seam to the left. Biggest run of the game for the Giants. Biggest play of the game. Eric Gray. Oh, and there's a flag. This is why we can't have nice things. Why do I get excited about anything? Holding on the Giants. Of course it is. God. One explosive run play, and it's holding on Ben Bredesen, who I believe is playing center today. Let's see it. He's playing. Yeah, he's playing center. He's definitely holding. Seiler. Easy call. Make sure you guys hit that like button while I sit here and suffer through the New York Giants and Miami Dolphins. This could be one of the biggest blowouts of the season. And I'm not trying to be pessimistic, Giant fans. We're keeping it real. If they turn it around, look how excited I just got at a holding penalty, bringing back a 20-yard run from a fourth-round rookie running back. At least let Eric Gray play over Breida today. That's what we're seeing early. Gray is still in the game. 2nd and 12 after the holding call. Jones connects on a slant pattern to Sterling Shepard. The longest tenured Giant makes a play, a slant play. It looks like we might be able to at least move the ball a little bit on Miami. They don't have the scare. I mean, Bradley Chubb and Van Ginkel definitely can rush the passer, but they're not like, I don't know, they don't impose their will as often as some of the guys we faced earlier this year, like Parsons, Bosa. Last week was a disgrace, though. They don't have any pass rushers in Seattle that should be killing us like that. They try to run some type of motion handoff, end around to Wan'Dale Robinson. Dolphins were ready for it. Wan'Dale gets about a yard. Trying to treat Wan'Dale like Jalen Waddle. And Wan'Dale Robinson's limping, guys. He's limping already. Guy missed pretty much all the second half of last year. He's staying out there, but he looks a little hobbled. Don't be a hero, guy. I'd much rather see Jalen Hyatt. 2nd and 9. They hand it to Eric Gray again. Eric Gray, a couple of jump cuts and a spin. Eric Gray, what a run from the rookie. And he's showing us something here, folks. I don't care what you say. That's one of the best runs of the season for any Giants running back, Saquon Barkley included. That was like a Madden-type run move up the gut. Couple of jump cuts. Makes a man miss. Spins off of a tackle in the hole. Very nice run from Eric Gray. That's what you want to see from a rookie running back. Getting his opportunities. He's also protecting the hell of that football, which you want to see from a rookie. Giants try to run the tush push, and they finally look like they get it. Daniel Jones just looks like a crash test dummy on these tush pushes. Doesn't look athletic at all on these QB sneaks. He's big. He should be able to get it, but he just doesn't. Four minutes remaining. 1st and 10 for the G-Man after the QB tush push, giant push, whatever you want to call it. Jones under center, drops back to pass, looking deep, steps up, protect the ball. He does, falls forward for about 2 yards. Again, Daniel Jones looking down the field, doesn't like what he sees, tries to run with it, ends up just barely getting back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 9. Not a sack there officially, but it could have been. I mean, Marcus McKeithen is blown up from the jump. The Eric Gray, good pickup on the D tackle. Just does his best. Allows Jones to get free there to at least get back to the line of scrimmage. They'll call it 2nd and 10. Jones in the shotgun. Eric Gray, big drive from him so far. That looked good in blocking too. He runs it up the gut to Eric Gray here. Gets about 4 or 5. You gotta at least kick a field goal on this drive. Just keep putting points up. If you kick 7 field goals today, how many points is that, everybody? Quick math, 21 points. Just kick 7 field goals today, Giants. Even if you get in, as soon as you get into Graham Gano range, launch it before you can turn the ball over or have a sack to take you out of field goal range. Should be all right. So if you score 21 points and the Dolphins score, let's say 31 or 38, yeah, you got blown out, but you know what? 21 points is 21 points against Miami. There's a strategy for you. That's a white flag strategy. Nah, good drive so far. 3rd and 6, got to convert. Ben Bredesen going back to the tent. The Giants are down to their third center. John Michael Schmitz is out, excuse me. Number 71, Thomas. I don't even know who this dude is. They must have signed him this week because John Michael Schmitz got hurt. And what can go wrong here? 3rd and 6, guy playing his first snap as a center for Daniel Jones. Matt Breida's in the game. What can go wrong, guys? This snap goes over his head, no doubt, or is at his feet. At his feet. Jones catches the snap. Delivers a strike to Darius Slayton for a first down. The Giants. Oh, and Darius Slayton is injured. Like, guys, we literally cannot have one nice thing. After every catch or nice play, it's either an injury or a hold or a penalty. What a play is that Aiden Hutchinson for Detroit? Oh, and is he hurt? Nope. What a beast. Aiden Hutchinson just intercepted a screen pass. He looks like he might be hurt too, but what a play from Hutchinson. Oh my goodness. Bryce Young trying to set up a screen and throws a pick to Hutchinson. 1st and 10 for Daniel Jones in this offense into Miami territory at the 35. They just run a little curl play to Darren Waller. He gets 5 yards. I hate those throws. They're really predictable. It looks like the Jason Garrett offense from a couple years ago. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button for your boy. Could get ugly today. Hopefully not. We're driving here. 2nd and 6, 4-yard completed. Jones started 5 of 5 for 49 yards. So the numbers again, but it's all about the touchdowns. We need to start creating some explosive plays down the field. They hand it to Eric Gray, and the Dolphins could not have been more ready for that. 2-yard loss on the play. Just a team that can't block. Jones probably the wrong read on that. Probably should have kept it. It looked like an option play, and Jones gave it to Gray and didn't read the defense. Should have taken it himself. Maybe something to note for Daniel Jones as things start to materialize throughout this game that the Dolphins are not respecting his run yet. 3rd and 8. Play clock dwindling down to 2. They send Robinson to motion. Sack, lunch. Easiest sack you'll ever see. Is it Christian Wilkins? I think it is. He does the sexy Dexy dance. Ex-college teammate of Dexter Lawrence. Just brutal, guys. Like every 3rd down play, we were like, oh, let's see Jones make a play. The tackle is blocking nobody. Evan Neal. Guys, go back and just Evan Neal is so garbage. Cut him. Don LaGreca, cut his fat ass. No, Don LaGreca could not be more right. What did I say before? We take a sack. The Giants are going to back. What's going on here, guys? Unbelievable. Evan Neal literally just looks like he doesn't want to block people. He acts like it's better if he ignores guys. He ignores the pressure off the edge and Christian Wilkins goes untouched. No, seriously, Steve, did you see that play? Do you guys see what Daniel Jones is dealing with? His tackle is looking like a Madden tackle that's just refusing to block. It's unbelievable. What an idiot. The least you can do this week after you put your foot in your mouth, if you're Evan Neal, is play hard and play smart. All right, fine. Maybe you lose a couple reps. At least put your hands on guys every 3rd down. You're the offensive tackle for the New York Giants. You're trying to help the guard. Why is he helping the guard? Christian Wilkins is standing right on his outside shoulder the whole time. It's not like it was a blitz. Evan Neal is like trying to pick up a linebacker with the guard instead of just doing his job and blocking Christian Wilkins on 3rd down. Like, no, fine. Daniel Jones, maybe he's not going to save the team. Fine. If we get into Caleb Williams, Drake May territory, it's a whole new ballgame, right? But I am so done. Like, no quarterback is going to be good in this offense with this blocking. Fine. Maybe somebody will be better than Daniel Jones. Great. Are we going to have an efficient, good offense with this blocking and this offensive line play? Absolutely not. Ever. I don't care what the defense does. I don't care how many points Tua puts up today. They're always expected to do that. The fact that we are week 5 and we haven't blocked well for a single game on offense is despicable to me. Despicable to me. I'm a minion right here. I feel like a minion. Yeah, I wish. I wish I could just bet the amount of times Evan Neal actually touches the defensive end. He whiffs every single 3rd down. It's embarrassing. How did he get through the SEC? How is he like a good offensive tackle in the SEC to the point where he was drafted top 10? This is why you can't just draft guys for their athletic ability. Sometimes you have to look at the tape and see if they're actually good at what they do. Evan Neal is just worse Eric Flowers. We're not getting outgained by that much. We have more time of possession. Granted, we had the ball first. It's the start of the second quarter, so that's why the Giants just let the quarter run out. Smart. And Graham Gano is going to tee up a 55-yarder. I mean, it's just despicable how Graham Gano has to carry the offense all the time. If he misses this, we're just never going to score. And he missed it. We're never going to score. 55-yard attempt is what we're relying on for Graham Gano. Just a joke. Of course, we take a sack on third down because Evan Neal can't block. Guys, it wasn't like Jones had time to get rid of it. He's intentionally grounding that if he's getting rid of that. Untouched free edge rusher in the NFL every third down. You're never going to win. So Miami will take over and put a knife in this game in the second quarter, probably on their second possession. Gano pulled it left, by the way. Had the leg, but he was just looking at. It's up there, Jared. It's up for debate. I don't know if we're like the worst franchise. That is just like a deep dive because then you have to go into historicals and stuff like that. But at the moment, we're one of the worst run franchises, so that's definitely true. Like every decision seems like a bad decision. They hand it off to Raheem Mostert on 1st and 10. He gets the edge, gets about 5 or 6. It'll be 2nd and 4, 2nd and 3. That's where Miami thrives. This is just like a tune-up game for Miami. I don't know who they have next week. Do they have the Jets next week? I don't know. Tua in the shotgun. Raheem Mostert behind him. Gives it to Mostert. Mostert is tripped up for about a 2-yard gain, so we'll have 3rd and short. It doesn't really matter though. Like Mike McDaniel knows he's going to move the ball on this defense, so he's going to go for it on every 4th and short until this game is pretty much put to bed. 3rd and 3. Got to create a disruptive play. Got to get a sack, a tackle for loss, turnover. God forbid. I don't think. Yeah, the Giants have not gotten a turnover. Oh, Steve, you guys play Philly next week. That's delightful. Love that for you. Yeah, the Tish and Mara family and our family are just screwed. Terrible teams. Tua in the shotgun, dumps it off to who's that? Tyreek, crossing route. You're just not going to cover. That's why you have to get pressure in Tua's face. You're not covering Waddle. You're not covering Tyreek on these crossing routes on 3rd and short. You're just not. They have too much speed. Devin Achane is like an Olympic level sprinter. Jalen Waddle and Tyreek run like the fastest 40 times in the NFL, and they're on the same team. You have to get pressure. You have to beat. Teron Armstead is not playing. You have to get pressure into his face. They haven't been able to do that. Tyreek, little crossing route. They clear him out. Durham Smythe just clears out the linebacker. Tua hands off. Achane puts his foot in the ground, makes a man miss. Ball's out! Ball is out, and Kayvon Thibodeau recovers. It's Giants football. Devin Achane puts it on the ground. Big play. Thibodeau is sniffing around the ball. That's what the good players do. Is he down? No, he is not. Xavier McKinney. That's what we needed to see from Xavier McKinney. We need to see someone make a play on the football. We finally get one. There we go. That's the type of play that keeps us in the ball game for at least a sniff. Big play. Gotta capitalize now. Devin Achane was just trying to do too much. Rookie who's really been balling out. Rookie out of Texas A&M. I watched a lot of him last year. Watched a lot of Texas A&M last year. I don't know why. They just always happened to be on when I was available to watch. And he always stood out, obviously. He just flies. But trying to do too much, trying to break too many tackles. Xavier McKinney says enough of that. I'm going to go strip this ball. Kayvon Thibodeau is right there to scoop it up. So there we go. Defense makes probably their biggest play of the year. Wink Martindale and the boys step up. And now it's time for this offense to at least get in the red zone. And we got to put some points on the board. It can't be a 50-yard field goal either. It better be a chip shot at the very least. My bar is so low on offense, guys, because we can't block. I mean, just go look at Evan Neal on 3rd down. This is a top 10 pick last year that is arguably cuttable right now. Ask Don LaGreca, he would have been cut already. Yeah, first turnover of the year for the Giants defense. So you can say all you want about Daniel Jones. Fine, Daniel Jones hasn't been good, blah 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 blah. But the defense isn't helping out that much. You're supposed to create some takeaways by week 4. You're supposed to if you're a good defense. They're very bend but don't break defense. That time they actually didn't do either. They created a play. Xavier McKinney forced fumble. Kayvon Thibodeau fumble recovery. Kind of a dead early slate, wouldn't you say? I'm really looking forward. I got to be honest, even though I hate both franchises, the Giants should be held in the same regard as these two franchises in terms of history and in terms of talent, but we're not in the same stratosphere right now in terms of talent. The Niners and Cowboys, I'm looking forward to that game. That's going to be a great game. I think Dow's going to be up for it. Wow, Arsenal got the W against Man City. I did not see the end of that game because obviously we started the stream. Martinelli, 86th minute, big goal. Boo. First takeaway of the season. 12:53 remaining. Giants on their own 38 to start this drive. They motion Wandale in the backfield. They throw him a screen pass. He gets literally leveled. Isaiah Hodgins late to block. Javon Holland just literally blows it up. No, it's Kahir Kahu, or whatever his name was. Kahu. That's going to be a hell of a game. That's a lot of horses in that game. 2nd and 14 on a swing pass. You just can't have that. This offense is not good enough to run these type of plays. I get it. You're trying to run the quick passing game because you can't block for more than 1 second without creating a sack or a bad play. Jones gets rid of it to Darren Waller, and Waller gets a solid 10 yards. So it'll be 3rd and 4. That might be Darren Waller's best play in a Giants uniform, and he barely did anything. Like he just caught the ball and stretched out for an extra 3 or 4 yards. He's got to get involved in this offense one way or another. He's been one of the best tight ends in the league since 2019. Giants have barely used him so far this season. It's 3rd and 3. The Giants are going to burn a timeout here. I'm fine with burning a timeout here. Get your shit together for this play because you need to convert it. New England miss a kick. New England is a mess too. They go to commercial break after the Giants burn a timeout. They probably should just burn a timeout on every 3rd down because they really need to think it over. Baltimore and Pittsburgh, 2nd quarter just began there. Pittsburgh struggling on offense, similar to the G-Men. Lamar's in the red zone. Dumps it off to Justice Hill in the flats. It's about 4 or 5. Second quarter in Miami, the Giants forced their first turnover of the game. Now they have a 3rd and 3 in a must-convert situation. You just got that turnover. You absolutely need to capitalize with a touchdown because the way Miami moves the football, you're not. Now you woke them up a little bit. Now their offense knows if we play a clean game, we win this easily. They'll wake up and they won't. They have a bad injury in Detroit. All the players down on one knee, both teams. Not sure who it is. Scary stuff. Not sure who that ended up being hurt. Odell Beckham playing for the Ravens makes a catch. Wouldn't mind him being on the Giants right now, even though he's been hurt all season. He'd fit in perfectly. He'd fit in perfectly. Him and Saquon would look great together. They'd be able to pick out their earrings and outfits to go sit on the sidelines. It'd be great. Yeah, Baltimore is just shoving it down the Steelers' throats. I think the Steelers' defense is kind of giving up on their offense. That's what it feels like to me. They still have a good defense. They're fighting, but that could be the case for the Giants too. But the Giants' defense just hasn't done anything. Like no sacks. We finally got that forced fumble. Now we need to convert. 3rd and 3. This is a huge play. You cannot run a tush push from 3rd and 3. That's for sure. So what are you going to do? Stop sending Wan'Dale Robinson motion backfield. That never works. Hasn't worked once. Don't run it to Matt Breida. Please don't. Somebody block. I'm watching Evan Neal on the right side. Jones gets touched, steps up, tries to run and gets leveled. Absolutely leveled. Giants are going to punt. Again, pressure up the gut. Christian Wilkins, right past Mark Lewinsky. Jones flush to his left. We just can't block on 3rd down, guys. Jones gets leveled out of bounds. He was trying to fight for that first. Doesn't get it. Jamie Gillen on the punt. Takes a friendly Giants bounce. There is a flag on the play. Is it running into the kicker? I'd love to see it. Tua's walking out there. Just again on 3rd down, guys, Daniel Jones has to get off of his read right away because he has pressure in his face. It's getting like Mark Lewinsky is not an NFL player. Evan Neal is not an NFL player. Ben Bredesen is approaching not an NFL player. So it's tough. That whole unit has been trash since they won a Super Bowl. What is the flag here, Fox? They're huddling up. The referees are huddling up. Not sure what the call is. But again, we don't convert on 3rd and short, and we give the ball back to the Dolphins, giving them a chance to go up 2 touchdowns. Just not winning football by any stretch. Can't block. Injury for the Panthers. Zavala gives a thumbs up as he's being carted off the field. That's good to see. Looked like could have been really ugly, but at least he has some movement. This is the longest flag on a punt you'll ever see in your life. They have not been able to figure out what the call is on this play. We're going on 3 minutes here in between punt and next play. Dolphins offense is out there. What is the call? So is it Giants ball here? Too many men on the field for the Dolphins? Yeah. Guy doesn't get off the field while we're snapped. Ball snapped. So Daniel Jones and this offense get a break. We get a 1st down because the Dolphins don't get off the field quick enough. That's why they took 75 minutes to make that call. And like, how many gifts do you need if you're the Giants to score points here? We got a turnover. 3rd down. Things are easy. Yeah, these 3rd down things are impossible, Jared. Daniel Jones is 7 of 7 for 56 yards. He's still getting knocked down on every drop back. I don't know. I'm almost not happy that he's back out on the field. He got literally leveled as he tried to pick up a 1st down on that last 3rd and 3. How are they challenging this? What are they challenging? You're allowed to challenge penalties? I'm so confused. What are they challenging here? Since when are you able to challenge penalties? Yeah, but since when are you able to challenge that? Maybe that's always been challengeable and just doesn't happen often. I don't know. Sure, they'll get it. I'm sure they'll get it. Whoever the long snapper is pissing me off too because that should have been snapped, or the punter should have snapped that while he saw there was too many guys on the field. They're showing the replay on red zone. I think this might stand because unless they have another camera view that we're not seeing, you can't really see when he gets off the field. It looks like he slows up before he gets off the field too, and then the snap happens. I don't know. Whatever. I'm sure we'll get jobbed on that call, but it really doesn't matter because you can't block. So why am I going to get excited all of a sudden that we're going to make something happen when we haven't been able to all game? All season, in reality. All season long. Anthony Richardson just falls down. Guys got to learn how to slide, man. Seems like one of the easiest things to learn how to do. But I guess in the heat of the moment when you're trying to like pick stuff up, Richardson threw a dime to someone on the sideline. Alvin Kamara touchdown. See what Dean Blanwinos has to say. They're probably going to pick this up. Hurry up, dude. I don't know why this is challengeable, though. That's what I don't get. Sure, Mike McDaniel knows better than me. As we thought, Miami will have the ball. They win their challenge. They keep their timeout. Probably going to drive up the field. We don't get the gift that we needed. Bryce Young is running around like a bat out of hell, nowhere to go. They are backed up from the good punt, so they'll have it at their own 5. That's the only positive from this. Tua just throws it at the feet of Durham Smythe. Good defense there from the G-men. They had it scouted. They were ready for that play. Looks like Kayvon Thibodeau had a good read on that whole setup there for Miami. This is a big play. Like, you need to force some third and longs, make Tua. I mean, obviously they're good at throwing it deep, but that's within the rhythm of their offense. When you force anyone to third and long, it's especially backed up near your own end zone, it's more difficult for sure. Big play here. 2nd and 10, Tua in the shotgun, fullback to his right. Oop, he evades a sack, just dumps it off to Tyreek Hill. What a play from Tua. Unbelievable. Who had a chance at him here? It looks like Dexter Lawrence. No. Raheem Nunez-Roche just runs right up the middle, misses Tua. Tua steps up, throws a little sidearm dump off to Tyreek, and Tyreek gets a first down. And Adoree Jackson almost beheads him, rips off his helmet. Not a face mask, just comes over the top and kind of like squeezes his helmet off. First and 10 for the Dolphins at their own 24. They hand it off to A-Shane. A-Shane has a huge gap, and he might hit the goalpost. He will. Touchdown, Devin A-Shane. Unbelievable. He makes up for his sins with a big run. The Giants' defense stinks. A-Shane, the minute he gets the edge, he's gone. You see how fast he is. You watched him play at all. Like I said earlier, he's so fast. His like Olympic level sprint speed. They set up the block nicely. Nobody sheds their block. I don't know what Isaiah Simmons is doing. Xavier McKinney takes a poor angle. Jason Pinnock even poorer. And A-Shane is gone. 13 zip. About to tack on, and they do. 14 zip. Oh, geez, guys. It was a fun moment where the defense made a play. Thibodeau doesn't shed his block. Xavier McKinney doesn't take a good angle. That's just any running back with good speed is scoring on that play because of how wide open that running lane is to the left. He doesn't have to cut. He doesn't have to make anybody miss. He just has to turn on the jets, and he's gone. Terrible blocking. Terrible block shedding from the Giants. Just Isaiah Simmons, Kayvon Thibodeau gets blocked up. Everyone. McKinney takes a terrible angle coming down. Just a huge gap. Everything is blocked up. I have not seen the Giants block like that once all season long. 12 minutes remaining in the second quarter. This is just a beatdown from hell, as we suspected. We're lucky we got a turnover. I didn't know you could challenge on a penalty. I guess you could challenge too many men on the field. Didn't know that. Tough sledding for the G-men. We really just, I don't know if Daniel Jones has thrown an incomplete pass yet, but every big third down, he's being pressured so much. It's tough sledding, guys. I just want to see occasional big plays, a touchdown here or there, maybe an interception, maybe a sack. It's just every play goes in the other team's favor all season long. Doesn't matter who we're playing. Obviously, the schedule gods have not been in our favor to start the season. Has anybody played a tougher schedule than Dallas, San Francisco, Miami, Seattle, who's fine, and Arizona to start the season, and then you play Buffalo next week? That's like they're setting you up for 2-4 there, or at least 3-3 if you're good. And this is not a good team, so we're looking at 1-5, dead in its face. 14 zip. This is the worst first half team, arguably, in the history of the NFL. Something's got to give eventually, but unbelievable. Kick goes through the back of the end zone. It's 14 zip. Daniel Jones and the offense will take over again. Please just stop. You could get a holding call there. Thibodeau is kind of being held. But no, why would you get a holding call? You're a bad team. It did look like a hold on Thibodeau there in the hole. He's got to do a better job of trying to fight through that instead of just trying to bitch to the ref, but still. First and 10, they motion Wandale to the right again. Jones has it knocked back in his face. Again, another free rusher. Van Ginkel. Kevin Van Ginkel right in his grill. They try to run like a fake up and go to Slayton, and it just took too long to develop. as every single big play would when you can't block. Second and 10 after the incompletion. Jones looking. Incomplete, looking for Darren Waller. A lot of hands on Darren Waller there. Does hit him in the hands. Doesn't make the catch. Why would he? Every other receiver would have made that catch on any other team. I mean, it's a contested catch against Eli Apple. Just got to make it if you're a big time player. You just got to make the catch. He bobbles it, tries to bring it down, doesn't. Third and 10. Jones connects to Waller. Waller over the middle on the slant pattern, gets near midfield. Big play for Jones, from Jones to Waller. And they're starting to go to Darren Waller a little bit more. Something you wish you would have saw all season long to this point. Bryce Young throws a touchdown to Tommy Tremble. Nice play from Waller. We finally see a receiver get in the open field, get to the secondary. Start feeding him at the very least. Jones in the shotgun. They hand it off to Eric Gray. Eric Gray tries to spin out of a tackle. He gets dragged down by Eli Apple at the line of scrimmage. Now it's just getting the piss taken out of you. Now Eli Apple is looking like an all-pro on this drive. Guy the Giants drafted like 5 years ago. Unbelievable. Second and 12. 9 minutes remaining, second quarter. A lot of these early plays in this game, like while the Giants are in their own territory, they look fine. And then when it's a third down in Dolphin territory, they just get lit up. Jones gives it to Gray. Gray falls forward for about 3 or 4. And this is what I'm talking about. This will be 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7. Defensive linemen will be pinning their ears back for Miami. You can't give the ball back to the Dolphins here and expect to win a football game. I don't think the Giants expect to win this game. That's the sad thing. That's why I didn't expect to win the game when I signed on today. And I'm sure most Giant fans were not looking forward to this game as much as you would like to. We're 3 of 6 on third down. The Dolphins have had 3 possessions. They've only had 1 third down. That should tell you all you need to know. Jones in the shotgun. They motion Wandale in the... Jones gets leveled. Is there an offside penalty? Tries to dump it off to Wandale. He gets literally jacked up on 3rd and 7. Neutral zone infraction on the Dolphins. So we have a 3rd and 2 now instead of a 4th down and 7. I mean, Jones tries to throw a quick throw to Wandale Robinson right at the sticks. They sent Wandale in motion. Yeah, there's a reason that he got laid out because the Dolphins' whole entire D-line was moving early there. Got to start using hard counts and stuff like that when you have this bad of an offensive line. At least maybe they won't just... You can draw some plays like that. 3rd and 2. Now we're in Dolphin territory. They give it to Breida, and he's short of the 1st down. It's unbelievable, the play calling, guys. It's unbelievable how bad this play calling is. Just the whole offense is horrendous. 4th and 1, you have to go for it. If they run the tush push and don't get it, just cancel the entire remainder of the season. Trade everyone at the deadline. Whoever anybody wants for draft picks, and then draft 10 offensive linemen in the offseason. Not even joking. 4th and 1. Marcus McKeithen is out of the game now. He's going to go back to the blue tent. Just the revolving doors of hurt offensive linemen for the Giants. Mainly because a lot of their feelings are hurt because they're not good at their jobs and they know it and they're just getting worked. But yeah, you're going to get hurt when your team isn't good. Push, and the Giants get it. They're going to call out the chain gain here. Oh my God. If the Giants are short on this, I'm just going to be sick to my stomach. They eventually look like they get it. It's going to depend on the spot. I just don't want to lose 80-0 today, guys. At least we're having some time of possession, which is progress, I suppose. Mainly because the other team is scoring really fast. We get the first down. Thank God. The tush push. Whoa, what's the? Why is it 1st and 5? It says on Fox it's 1st and 5. That can't be right. Is there a flag on the play? All right, whatever. It's 1st and 5 according to Fox. I missed the call because I don't have the sound down. I don't want this to get taken off of YouTube. But 7 minutes remaining. Jones play action. Gets it out to Wan'Dale Robinson. Wan'Dale Robinson gets taken out of bounds. Yeah, exactly. Fox is trash. They had to take down their score bug because they knew they had the down mark, the distance wrong. It'll be like 2nd and 3 or 2nd and 4 for the Giants after Fox telling us it was 1st and 5. Yeah, 2nd and 5 now. They've been using Wan'Dale Robinson a lot today, a lot of times in motion. He's important in the quick passing game. Like he's in that new Sterling Shepard role kind of where you just get him the ball in the intermediate distances. False start on the Giants. Amazing. Josh Azudu moves early, the left tackle. And it'll be 2nd and 10. So just pretend nothing ever happened on that first play. Can't have that. Like you're just not a good team from the jump. And this is the only thing that's positive about this is that this drive, because of how painstakingly hard it is for us to move the ball, it's taking forever, and we're taking a lot of time off the clock. That's the only thing that's what I'm thinking about right now. That's such a defeatist attitude. They send pressure. False start again on the Giants. It's unbelievable. This offensive line is one of the worst ever assembled. It was a Zudu again, back-to-back plays. They're showing all the struggles we've had drafting offensive linemen. It's obvious. Back-to-back false starts by Josh Azudu on the same drive when you're in Dolphin territory. It's just unbelievable the different ways this team can't get out of their own way. Jones keeps it up the middle, falls forward for about 7. So it'll be 3rd and 5. Now he gets 10 on that carry. Been waiting for Jones to keep it himself all game long, to be honest with you. He's been handing it off to Breida and Eric Gray a lot. 3rd and 5, got to convert this, obviously. I'm sick of the field goal attempts. Sick of the long field goal attempts, especially. They're never chip shots. They're always deep ones that I still have to worry about. This would be a deep one as well. They're at the Miami 39. Miami sends pressure. Jones connects to Waller for a first down. Darren Waller starting to eat in this game. Finally, we're seeing the potential of Darren Waller just being a big target, being able to run routes on the outside. They have him lining up on that outside receiver role. They run a little slant route or in route. Eli Apple on Darren Waller is a matchup you're going to have to exploit. If you're not going to be able to exploit that matchup, you're not exploiting any matchups on the field all game long. Fox just ran a graphic that Adoree Jackson has 0 receptions and 0 yards today. That makes sense because he's a cornerback. Someone's struggling at Fox today. Shotgun for Jones. Has time to throw. Lobs one up for Waller. He dropped it. Oh my God, you got to make a play for this quarterback, guys. You got to make a play for it. Like, how is it not a touchdown? Darren Waller has all the space in the world. It's one of the best blocked plays of the Giants the last 2 weeks. Waller gets an advantage. Jones drops it in the bucket, and Waller just can't make the catch. You got to catch that. You got to catch that. Should have been a touchdown. Darren Waller drops it. 2nd and 10 now. It wasn't an easy catch, guys, but when you're Darren Waller and you're demanding the football and all this other stuff, they run a draw play to Eric Gray. He just literally runs into the defensive end and they hug each other. 3rd and 9. What a horrible drop from Waller. I can't, guys. I can't. That's got to be caught. That's got to be caught from Darren Waller. I don't care. It doesn't mean we have a chance in this game, whatever. You want to see positive plays from your football team. I want to see Darren Waller make a nice catch on a DB one-on-one when my quarterback finally has time and drops one into his lap. But that's impossible because nobody makes plays for Jones ever. 3rd and 9. Sack. And it will be a holding call. Referees are having a shocker too. Graham Gano will kick a field goal. It's 4th and 15. It's a 49-yarder. This is unbelievable how bad this offensive line is. Gano puts this one through, and we have not been shut out. Congratulations, Giants fans. Oh my God. We have no offensive linemen competing out there. It's either we got a holding call, 2 false starts on that drive. Jones literally had to gain 80 yards to go 50 yards. And he's getting hit every 3rd down, and we can't get anywhere near the end zone. And Darren Waller dropped a touchdown pass, a beauty of a throw. The quarterback is a competitor. The rest of the team doesn't compete. That's I guess is my biggest point about the Giants. The quarterback competes until the point where they just have no chance. Like right now, 2-minute drill for Tua and the Dolphins. If you don't get a stop, just pack it in. They get the ball to start the second half too. It could be 28-3 the next time the Giants touch the ball still. Darren Waller is leading the game in receiving. 4 receptions for 49 yards. Should have a touchdown. Otherwise, the Dolphins have 4 sacks in the first half already. 4. Eli Apple has half a sack. Bradley Chubb has half a sack. Christian Wilkins has half a sack. Jerome Baker has half a sack. Emmanuel Ogbah has a sack. Zach Seiler has a sack. It's just not even competitive offensive line play, guys. That's all I'm asking for. That's all I've been asking for years from this Giants team. You don't have to be the best offensive line in the game. You don't have to be the best offense in the game, but just look competitive. They can't look competitive. Now you need a turnover or something big to shift momentum because it's not happening. If they just drive it here and punch it down your throats and score a touchdown, you better be considering onside kick to start the second half. I swear I want to be the guy who just says Jones isn't good and just throw him under the bus because that would be really peaceful. I would take solace in that. I would find peace in the fact that Daniel Jones isn't the quarterback of the future. But I just see the fact that nobody is going to be the quarterback of the future with this football team. He throws a dime of a pass into Darren Waller's chest in the red zone, and Darren Waller, who's the best receiver on this team, most people would say, can't make the play. That's embarrassing. That can't happen. 3:41 remaining in the first half. Graham Gano kicks it through the back of the end zone. Tua and company will take over at the 20. Try to force a turnover. Try to jump a passing lane, something. Definitely don't do what you did on Devin A. Shane last drive, where he's just going to go straight to the house. Detroit going for it on 4th and 1 here against Carolina. Carolina hanging tough, 14-7. At least they were able to score against Detroit. They'll pick up the first down. David Montgomery. 1st and 10 for Tua and company at the 25. Excuse me. What's the call here? False start on Tua, not Tua, but on one of the offensive linemen for the Dolphins. Dexter Lawrence makes sure that the refs see it. So it'll be 1st and 15 for Miami. Fox is just behind it. Behind it. There we go. Doesn't matter. They'll pick it up easy. They're now at the 20-yard line. Tua drops it off to Tyreek. Tyreek makes a man miss. He probably is gone. He is. Not to the house. The Giants bring him down, but Tyreek with just like a 70-yard gain. Literally should not happen. They run a screen pass to Tyreek Hill. They line him up as like a tight end, then swing him in motion. And it like, come on, that just literally cannot happen. I know it's Tyreek Hill. It just can't happen. This is just such a bad team, guys, from the top down. The defense is now getting shredded. Tyreek has 5 catches for 102 yards. He looks like he's limping. That could be important, but who knows? Not today. Might be important next week. They hand it off to A-Shane to the right. And he's tripped up after getting a first down by Jason Pinnock. The Giants' D-line is just soft. Their offensive line is soft. Their linebackers are soft. Their defensive backs are soft. Nobody gets off their blocks. Nobody's fast enough to make a play on the running back. I mean, the Dolphins do this to a lot of teams. I get it. But this is not the first time we've seen it. Dolphins have had 4 possessions. They have 276 yards. Just horrible. I mean, I saw this coming. I'm not surprised by it whatsoever. But you want to be surprised in the opposite direction. When the bar is that low, you want to at least see some guys make some plays. We had a fumble recovery in the red zone. They would have scored on that drive too. Tua hands it off to A-Shane, who's leveled in the backfield by Bobby Okereke. Finally, a play made by a linebacker by the Giants. 2-minute warning will come up. I mean, I don't know why the Giants don't burn a timeout to make them run another play. Why would you? Because you're not a good team anyway. You want to lose 28. You want to go down 28-3. Don't use your timeouts right here. Whatever. Can't stop the run. Can't stop the pass. Can't stop screen passes. Can't get a sack. Can't throw it down the field. Can't catch the ball when the quarterback finally has time to make a throw. Just all these things. And don't. What does that add up to, guys? The worst football team in the NFL. That's what we are. Time to start calling a spade a spade. We are the worst team in the NFL. The Bears have won. The Cardinals have won a game. The Cardinals beat Dallas. If we beat Dallas instead of Arizona, I would at least maybe have some hope in this season. We haven't beaten a single good team. We haven't competed against a single good team. Let me alter that. Second and goal when we come back from break here for Miami. It's hard to get excited when you can't find any positives in the game. Just looking at the stats, Tua is 9 for 11, 152 yards and a touchdown. He's averaging 13.8 yards per completion, and that is almost has nothing to do with Tua himself. He's getting rid of the ball quickly. He's making the right read, sure, but these are just quick screen passes. Daniel Jones runs these screen passes, and they all get blown up in the backfield. All of them. Devin Achane is averaging 23.4 yards per carry, 5 carries for 117 yards. Tyreek Hill, 5 receptions for 102 yards. The Dolphins have 4 sacks. The Giants have 0 sacks. Giants are averaging 2.7 yards per rush. It's not like this offensive line is even able to hold up in the run game. They're not. These are just getting blown. Every play is just getting blown up. It's like the Dolphins are lining up. Coach, let me get in the end zone this time. Let me get in the end zone this time. Deontay Banks on the coverage, knocks it down. No flag. Good coverage from Banks. They're looking for Waddle in the back of the end zone. The rookie holds up there. They could have threw a flag there. I've seen a lot worse. He waits till the ball hits him in the back before he makes contact with Jalen Waddle heavily. Definitely some contact there. I feel like if this wasn't an automatic touchdown anyway, they probably would have thrown a flag there if this was a close game that mattered. Third and goal. The refs are showing some sympathy. 5 seconds left on the play clock for Tua. This is just going to be a quick screen pass. I wouldn't be surprised if Durham Smythe caught this. Oh, it's a drop. It's picked. Jason Pinnock. Jason Pinnock on the pick. You gotta go. You gotta go all the way. Don't get caught. Jason Pinnock all the way to the house. It's a pick six for the G-Men. Oh my goodness. Let's go. No flags. Pinnock touchdown. It should have been a pick already. What a play. 2 turnovers for the Dolphins, and all of a sudden, Tua with a bad read in the red zone. That could have been picked initially. Someone dropped it for the Giants. Let's go. Jason Pinnock, the first half touchdown from the Giants this year is a 100-yard pick six from Jason Pinnock. We finally get some of our a gift from another team's quarterback. We get a turnover. That was a bad throw by Tua. It could have been picked the first time. A Giants DB had to go right through his fingers. I think it was Nope, it was Bobby Okereke who dropped the pick, tip drill right into Pinnock's hands, and he goes to the house. Let's go. That is huge. Huge play at the end of this first half. I still don't like our chances of winning, but at least we're showing something. We made a play. That's what I'm asking for. I'm not saying we're going to win. Pinnock, believe it or not, Jeremy, is one of our most athletic players on defense. That's not a good thing, but like he does have some athleticism as a safety, as a strong safety. I mean, that's a horrible throw by Tua. He's trying to force it into Jalen Waddle. He's looking right down the barrel of it. If Daniel Jones makes that throw, I'm telling you right now, Tua is making easy reads. Fine. He's got the best receiving core in the NFL and probably the best running back duo in the NFL right now. And he makes a horrible read. He could have ended the game right there. All they got to do really is score points. They get the ball back to start the second half. You can't have that. You can't have that if you're Tua. If Daniel Jones makes that throw, it's viral bad throw. So Tua needs to be held accountable. That's a shocking throw. 140 remaining, second quarter. Suddenly, there's life, there's air in the Giants' tires. Still don't love it. Bryce Young just threw his second interception of the game. What did I say? I told you Detroit was going to boat race Carolina. That was my pick of the week, easily. I think Carolina is up there. If we're not the worst team in the NFL, Carolina is definitely the worst team in the NFL. That's the only other team in consideration for me. Maybe Pittsburgh or New England, but I just think their defense is have a little bit more than we do. Braxton Berrios on the kick return gets about to the 30. Detroit is running it up now on Carolina. All right, now this is big. I think Miami has all three of their timeouts. And with the explosiveness of their offense, absolutely they're going to be able to score points if they want to. And then Tua makes the right reads. But maybe we're seeing something with, like, I like Mike McDaniel looks like a wizard. Everyone calls him a wizard. He shows nothing but good schemes on offense, easy reads for his quarterback that create explosives. That's what we don't have. Tua drops back, connects to Berrios, picks up a first down, gets across the Miami 40. The Miami will go hurry up. They do have all three timeouts, a minute 20 remaining. But when you have just easy throws like that, why even bother? Another easy throw, this time to number 11, Wilson Jr., his second catch of the game. Miami will use a timeout, it looks like. Their first timeout of the first half. You can't give up a touchdown here. All right, fine, you give up a field goal. Still a one-possession game. You cannot allow a big explosive touchdown in the next 30 seconds and just give all that momentum straight back. I don't expect to win this game, ladies and gentlemen. I'm happy with that Pinnock play. That's a big play. Honestly, if Bobby Okereke picks that off, he probably only gets a touchback and then we don't score. So it's kind of big. It was a big lob play from Okereke. He knew that Pinnock had the speed to bring that 100 yards. He did not. Pinnock looked like he was gassed around the 75-yard line, let's be honest. This is a big drive on the defense. Two is human. This offense is human. They've turned it over twice in the first half. They've allowed us to kick around here. Make one more play on this defense, and maybe you start to believe a little bit, but the explosive plays Miami generates is too much for me to believe. Waddle dragged down at the line of scrimmage. Cordell Flott stays with them. Flott in the slot. Clock continues to tick. A minute left. Both teams have two timeouts left. Breaks a tackle. Tries to get out of bounds. Marcus Wilson. Clock continues to run. They'll have to use a timeout there. They're marching down the field here. Giants playing that bend but don't break defense. Can argue that Daniel Jones should have a touchdown in this game to Darren Waller, and this could be a completely different situation here. Miami, all they really had to do today is take care of the football, and they're making it more difficult on themselves in this first half than they need to. They're still marching, expecting some defense. Tyreek Hill is not out there. Fantasy owners are nervous. He already has 100 yards receiving, but that does change the landscape of this offense a little bit. Thibodeau gets to Tua and gets a sack. Kayvon Thibodeau on 1st and 10. Bull rushes and gets a sack. Big play from Thibodeau. They're fighting. The defense is fighting here. Tyreek Hill not playing is huge. Great play from Kayvon. Sees Tua step up. Bull rushes the tackle right into Tua and gets a sack today. So fumble recovery and a sack for Kayvon Thibodeau. One pass deflection. 2nd and 16, 25 seconds remaining. Miami burned their last time out there. Kayvon looks like he's hurt. That's great. We can't have anything nice. No Tyreek Hill is big. If he's out for the game, that's big news. I mean, I'm not saying we come out with a W here, but at least we might have a chance of playing some defense for making more plays like we did on that last play where Tyreek Hill just gets open on crossing routes the minute he breathes. Tua steps up, gets brought down from behind by Okereke. They got to hurry up and spike it so they can kick a field goal or try to run another play. They'll let the clock run down and they're just going to kick a field goal. They get the ball back to start the second half. 4 seconds remaining in the first half. Dolphins have made it more difficult on themselves than they really had to. If they just run the ball a little bit more, I mean, I don't know. I guess the Giants have done a good job of at least eating up clock because every 4 downs takes 4 downs to get a first down for the Giants. They don't convert on first or second down ever. Jason Sanders from 40 yards should be an easy field goal attempt with 4 seconds remaining, which is going to take us into the half. Make sure you guys hit that like button. We are going to take a brief intermission. I'm going to use the restroom, recharge the batteries for maybe an exciting second half. I don't think so. I think we're struggling to stop them all game, but we made a couple plays. Big pick 6 from Jason Pinnock. Jason Sanders adds 3 points, and we'll go into the half 17-10 in favor of the Dolphins. No offensive touchdowns again in this first half. Tough. I mean, we can't block on 3rd down. Offensive linemen getting false starts. Jones drops it in the bucket to Waller. He drops it. He's not having a bad game, Daniel Jones, but he looks similar to all these other games we've seen this year, where every 3rd down, massive pressure, and something bad is more likely to happen than something good. That's just the way it's been for us all season long, and it continues so far in that first half. Big drive to start the second half, so I'm going to go recharge the batteries. Make sure you guys hit like. Make sure you hit subscribe. If you're a Dolphins fan here for tears, hey, you guys should be up like 3 scores right now. There's no excuse for that throw from Tua. There's no excuse for Mayshane putting the ball on the ground against a team that they clearly know they should be blowing out. Like, these Dolphins players know they should be blowing out the Giants. I'm sure that's the message Mike McDaniel will convey in the second half. Hopefully Brian Daboll, Wink Martindale can rally the troops and we can make a couple more plays in the second half and keep it close. Make it a game. That's all I want to see. Make it a game for 4 quarters. That's it. All right, everybody. Adios. I'm going to take a little bit of a break. Hang tight. Recharge your beverages. Get your snacks. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. And we'll be back shortly. Peace. I'm not an NFL quarterback, but Tua saw man coverage, Cordell Flott versus Tyreek Hill. He bought some time, looked to his right, and then just threw it in Tyreek's direction. Tua dumps it off to Wilson Jr. on 2nd and 10. They get about 6 or 7. Deontay Banks wraps up. So it'll be 3rd and 4. Big play. See if the Giants can create a negative play, an incompletion, something to disrupt Tua on 3rd and short, because he just lives in these 3rd and 4 situations. And just these screen passes, these receivers can make one guy miss, and it's all good. Tua sees Tyreek on the right, looking, has Tyreek Hill wide open, touchdown Tyreek Hill. Just, am I calling it? Like, it's just unbelievable how fast they are. They just ran right behind the Giants defense. At least that was fast. On 3rd and 4, Tyreek Hill just burns Trey Hawkins, the rookie out of Old Dominion. You have him, if you watch the setup of that play, Trey Hawkins is sprinting from one side to the other to get to Tyreek Hill to match up with him. Tua sees that. He's already got a matchup. Like, there's no safety help. He just goes right around Trey Hawkins. It looks like Trey Hawkins is running in quicksand. 54 seconds taken off. Just horrible, like just a mismatch and a half on the outside. Tyreek Hill having a huge day. Wouldn't be like he just came back from injury and he just ran right by Trey Hawkins the third, as if he was not even there. As if he was not even there, ladies and gentlemen. Twenty-four to 10. The Giants have not scored on offense either, so it really is. Tua has thrown an extra touchdown to the Giants today. Other than that, hasn't been good. Cover the spread. Put pressure on them. If Tyreek has to do that all day, I mean, that is just, you're not allowed. You cannot have a rookie cornerback, 3rd round pick, 4th round pick on the outside, sprinting to the outside to match up with Tyreek Hill. Clearly, the defense isn't set. Your Tua knows it's man coverage right away when you have a guy sprinting from one side of the field to the other to match up with Tyreek. He knows it's man coverage. Horrible disguise, bad preparation, and then when you have Tyreek Hill against man coverage against 98% of the corners in the NFL, he's going to throw that, but especially against Trey Hawkins III, who, listen, he might develop into a good player for the Giants, but that speed, I mean, everyone looks slow next to Tyreek. Everyone looks slow next to Tyreek. I get it, but he looked really slow there. There's a reason he looked like a 3rd round or whatever, 5th round pick, whatever he was last year. 171 receiving yards for Tyreek Hill. I mean, you saw it coming if you're a Dolphin fan or a Giant fan. This was just like a nightmare for the Giants, a dream for the Dolphins coming off a loss. You have rookie corners. You have a defense that struggles to make impactful plays bend but don't break defense, which the Dolphins can easily get through with the speed they have. We've seen the explosive plays from Miami all game long. Can the Giants create at least one explosive play on offense? Can they continue to feed Darren Waller? Will I lose my mind watching this team this year? These are all things to factor in the remainder of the year. Thank God we have red zone on the side. Texans Falcons is just like a disgusting game, as you kind of expect. Anthony Richardson and the Colts getting near the goal line there. 3 plays, 75 yards, 69-yard TD catch for Tyreek Hill. That was the drive for Miami. On 3rd and 4, you play man coverage. Tua gets no pressure. You have no safety help on Tyreek Hill against with a rookie corner. Just not good scheme, not good coaching, and not a great piece of film for Trey Hawkins. Now Eric Gray's getting blown up on the kick return. We have basically our starting running back at this time returning kicks as well. That's always nice. Tua has all day to throw. Clearly sees the safety Xavier McKinney cheating down towards the sticks, and he just airs it out. I mean, it doesn't even matter. Tyreek probably makes that catch with McKinney over the top anyway, but shouldn't be that easy. Daniel Jones was 10 of 13 for 96 yards throwing in the first half. He was sacked 4 times. Jones, keeper, holds onto the ball, gets about 5 or 6. Finally, we've been waiting to see more of that keeper play. Javon Holland hits Jones hard after picking up 6 rushing. Best style play for the G-men here is going to be eat clock. I mean, they don't have time to throw it down the field. They just don't. Dolphins show safety blitz. Jones will dump it out to Darren Waller. Makes a man miss. Gets a first down. Nice play from Waller in space. That's the type of stuff that Giants receivers just haven't done for years. I'm not saying Waller, right there, wasn't the greatest example of a guy running after the catch, but you should be able to, if you're an elite skill position player, that first guy should not be the guy you're worried about beating. It should be the second and third guy. And the Giants receiving core all year. One good thing I've seen, I don't know if he's inactive or not playing, but Paris Campbell has not played. I see Jalen Hyatt out to the left. See Waller lined up left of the line of scrimmage. We're just going to judge this in a Giants vacuum here. We're going to try to see what little things we could take out of the second half. Can we compete? Daniel Jones, time to throw, steps up, checks it down to Breida for about 2 or 3 yards. Those are the type of plays we can't have. And you notice how a lot of times Giants receivers are kind of standing, turning around, waiting for the football. And that's a combination of things. Jones has tried to anticipate some throws this year. Receivers haven't been on the same page, or it goes through their hands or hits them in the chest. Also, he's also made some bad reads as well. So it's a combination of things why he's just waiting for receivers to get open instead of throwing them open. Hands it off to Breida. The snap, they almost fumble the handoff, but Breida able to gather it up, gets another 2 or 3. So it'll be 3rd and 6. Very conservative play calling. I don't really like it. You're averaging about 2 yards a carry. Your running backs suck. Saquon Barkley right now could not be missed more. Andrew Thomas certainly could not be missed more. Maybe I missed it. Maybe Andrew Thomas was keeping this team afloat, although week 1 was not a great example. Maybe he was hurt early in that game. 3rd and 6. Actually, he was hurt early in that game. Daniel Jones in the shotgun. Pressure in his face. Steps up. Looks to run. He's going to pick up a first down with his legs and then gets smacked out of bounds from behind. No flag because it's Daniel Jones. Now, he was in bounds when he gets pushed. A little bit aggressive from the linebacker. But Evan Neal at least put hands on someone. And that's why you at least got to put hands on. He's basically holding. Evan Neal's basically holding Kevin Van Ginkel like crazy on that play. Like insanely crazy hold from Evan Neal, but it worked. Daniel Jones, the second leading rusher amongst quarterbacks in the NFL. I'm kind of sick of that. He's running for his life. He's not running for joy. He's running for his life. Double play action. Jones steps up. Slides down after about a 1-yard gain. Just nobody open, or he's got to start pulling the trigger. I get it. He doesn't want to turn it over. He's trying to protect the ball. But a lot of short yardage throws today from Daniel Jones. The best throw of the game he had was dropped by Darren Waller. Should have probably been a touchdown or at least a completion to the 1-yard line. 2nd and 10 now. Giants in Dolphin territory at their Dolphin 48. Wan'Dale Robinson motions to his right in the slot now. They give it to Eric Gray On 2nd and 10, he picks up threes. The ball's on the ground, but the Giants dive on it. Josh Azudu falls on the football. Eric Gray, take a seat now. You can't play either. Fumble, put the ball on the ground, handoff right up the gut. Barely gets hit, ball pops out. Just, you can't have that from Eric Gray. Can't have it. Get him out. Start trying out running backs this week if Saquon can't go next week. 3rd and 6. We're just living and dying on 3rd and 6. Jones steps up. Incomplete, looking for Wan'Dale Robinson. Bad throw from Jones, no doubt about it. He had time to throw this one. Just lawn darts it at the bottom. I mean, that's like unnecessary roughness from Javon Holland. They're punting again, guys. Unbelievable. 4th and 6. Shit throw from Jones there. That's his worst throw of the game by far. You gotta get that ball to the outside. Berrios, fair catch at the 10. That's where Miami will take over. This is where it's really about to open up for Miami. Poor throw from Jones. I just hate the play calling. Wan'Dale Robinson just always short of the sticks. It's getting tiring. It's getting tiring, ladies and gentlemen. Darren Waller's best game as a Giant. That's something for you. He'll probably get traded at the deadline if anybody wants him. Not a great slate of games right now. Let's be honest with ourselves. I guess the best game right now is Indianapolis, Tennessee. Houston, Atlanta is just ugly football, but it's close. Baltimore, Pittsburgh is close as well. Pittsburgh really struggling on offense. Six catches for 171 yards for Tyreek Hill is insane. The punting too, just like the classic bad team mentality of just like, oh, we're only down 2 touchdowns, we'll punt. We can't get a stop at all. The guys are running wide open free, but let's keep punting. I mean, the defense has scored a touchdown today. It's hard to really destroy them. They've made 2 plays to keep it somewhat close, but they're also just getting burned a lot. Jared Goff on a 3rd and 6 on the side TV here. It's going to be a long season. It's going to be a long season for your boy Hot Takes. Make sure you guys are subscribed. We'll try to do a recap. Jared Goff gets sacked from behind, destroyed. 7 TD drives of less than a minute, most in the NFL today for the Dolphins. They have 2 today against the Giants. If anything, they need to try to put together one of these long, methodical drives and just ice the game. Go up 3 scores and just put this thing out of reach. Don't turn it over, obviously. All right, 1st and 10 for Miami at their own 10-yard line. I have to imagine them running the football a little bit here. They pitch it to Raheem Mostert, who gets the edge and is basically running free. Xavier McKinney hand fighting with him. He goes into Giant territory. It's just unbelievable how bad the Giants are. There is a flag. Do we get a holding penalty finally on these pitch plays? All right, we do get a hold. Oh, no, there is no hold unless I can't tell. Yeah, there is. Kayvon Thibodeau just gets dragged to the ground for no reason. So 1st and 12. Not often you see a 1st and 12. Dolphins still deep in their own territory after the hold brings back the run from Mostert. They pitch it to Achane to the outside. Achane has room to run, gets about 8 on 1st and 12. They're just doing whatever they want. No, that's a first down. Fox is just abysmal today. No yellow lines. Late to tell me the down and distance. Obviously, I'm working with no sound here, so I got the yellow lines are important. Yeah, but he eventually gets a first down. 6 carries for 130 yards for Devin Achane and a touchdown. He's probably one of the biggest assets in fantasy football if you picked him up or drafted him late. Tyreek Hill goes in motion. They just throw a screen pass to him. He's probably going to score. They actually wrap up Tyreek Hill close to where he caught the ball. It's unbelievable how I get it. It's Tyreek Hill. He's one of the most, probably the most explosive receiver in the NFL. But the Giants don't have anyone in the same universe in terms of speed. Why isn't Deonte Banks just shadowing him? He's our fastest corner by a mile. Adoree Jackson is kind of towards the back end of his career in terms of speed. 2nd and 4. They swing it out to Braxton Berrios, who's wrapped up by Bobby Okereke near the line of scrimmage. So it'll be 3rd and short. Miami's not sweating this whatsoever. 3rd and 4. That's Giants on 3rd and 6 seems impossible to convert. Dolphins on 3rd and 4 seems inevitable they're going to convert. It's just the entire game. That's what it's been. Dolphins getting 2 extra yards per 1st and 2nd down at the least. Tua is 18 of 24, 2 touchdowns and a pick. And that pick ended up being a touchdown anyway. So he's really thrown all for 3 touchdowns in this game. Tua has accounted for a lot of scoring. Put it that way. And some Devin Achane on the side. Achane gets motioned out to the left. Giants collapse the pocket. Tua throws another pick. Okereke with the pick this time. He should have had one earlier. And the Giants will have a short field. It's a bad throw from Tua. He's keeping the Giants in the game. Unbelievable. No flags. Bobby Okereke, the free agent signing, should have his 2nd pick of the game. Instead, it's his first, and it's a big one. The Giants will have a short field here for their offense. You got to. I can't even emphasize enough how big a touchdown would be for the psyche of this game. I mean, the game, yeah, not really, because I still don't think we could get enough stops. But that's 3 turnovers for the Dolphins now. Real casual with the football on 3rd down. Tua, you got to just be able to punt there. That's one where if it's not open, take a punt. Really bad throw. Big catch from Okereke. I've seen that drop by so many Giants DBs and linebackers over the years. Actually used his hand. Eric Gray tries to bounce it to the outside, tries to spin back outside, tackle for loss. We can't run the ball at all. We're so predictable on 1st and 2nd down. 2nd and 11 coming up. Offense can't play conservatively here. Handoff up the middle to Matt Breida. He gets a nice gain, gets about 8 or 9 on 2nd and 11. So it'll be 3rd and short. It's a touchdown drive for the Giants here. You cannot continue to not convert on turnovers. You just can't against this explosive Miami offense. They can score in less than a minute. We saw it. 3rd and 3. Jones in the shotgun. He gives it to Breida again. Breida Might have picked it up this time. It's going to be close. It's going to depend on where they spot it. They're going to throw a flag down here on the G-men. Unbelievable. Offense can't get out of its own way. Holding on the Giants. Just field goal, New York field goal Giants. Jalen Mayfield is playing guard for the Giants. I've literally never heard of this guy. Not a draft pick, undrafted from some other team that was cut. Have no idea. Sorry, guys. The Giants' offensive line revolving door. I can't keep track of it. They get hurt faster than I can even name their names or remember their names. Third and 12 now. You know they're going to run something super conservative and just try not to turn it over and kick a field goal. They motion Eric Gray out to the right. Jones completes to Wan'Dale Robinson, who falls forward. It'll be close. It depends on where they stop his forward progress, to be honest with you. Not close to a first down, but it'll be close to see if you want to go for it. Very conservative pass play. Just get it out. See if your guy can make a man miss. And the Giants are just going to settle for a field goal. The New York field goal Giants. Gano puts it through the uprights, and it's 24-13. So a bad throw from Tua gives the Giants a short field. I mean, this is just a bad, the Dolphins are easily going to win this football game, and I hate to say that, Giant fans, because the defense is fighting. Tua's committed 2 turnovers, a pick 6, and a terrible throw back in his own end to Okereke, but it's just it's a couple of bad throws from Tua. The rest of the game, it's just been smooth sailing. Achane had a fumble. Doesn't matter. He's averaging 50 yards a carry. Not even a joke. Go look up Devin Achane's stats today. They should just give him the ball every play, for being honest. But you also do have Tyreek Hill, who has 177 receiving yards. He's pretty good. Michael Pittman Jr. with a nice reception from Anthony Richardson. Good throw. Wide open. Desmond Ridder, Kenny Pickett, for me, are the 2 worst quarterbacks in the NFL. Zach Wilson, if he has reverts back to his old ways tonight or today. Do they even play today? Yeah, they play at 4:30 against Denver. If Zach has a bad game today, he's in the conversation. Daniel Jones, I mean, his numbers don't look good today, but they don't look horrible. He's trying to not commit turnovers and force bad throws, but he's also not making any deep throws down the field, other than the one to Waller, which was a big throw that needed to be caught by Darren Waller in the first half. Just had to be. Desmond Ridder looks like a defensive back after throwing that pick. I'm not sure if it was a fumble or a pick, and the Texans are starting to get going. Zach Moss is going crazy in fantasy right now. Somebody has him. The guy I'm facing has him on the bench. Shout out, Mikey. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Giants kicking off. Gano just boots it through the back of the end zone. We're still in the third quarter. That's a positive. That's something to take out of this game. There's still time. If the offense were to have that eureka moment and make a couple of plays. Seeing a lot of trick reverse direction type of plays around the NFL today. Giants run none of it. They try like Wan'Dale Robinson swing passes. They just don't work. A-Shane's in the backfield. A-Shane's the new number one running back in Miami. Mostert there for in case A-Shane gets injured, but tough. They pitch it to Devin A-Shane. He gets wrapped up by Isaiah Simmons after about 8 yards. So they just get him on the edge right away. They get this dude A-Shane on the edge right away, and he's gone. That's what we need to be doing to Saquon Barkley, to be honest with you, but we don't. Instead, we just try him up the middle a million times. They give it to A-Shane again on the outside. He trips up. He gets an easy first down, gets tripped up by Bobby Okereke at around the 48, the Miami 48. So they're approaching midfield after just a couple of run plays. Devin A-Shane's having just an insane game again. He's approaching offensive rookie of the year status. CJ Stroud has been great as well, although he's not lighting it up today either for Houston. A-Shane is just lighting it up since he's been getting a lot more opportunities as the season has gone on so far. Kayvon Thibodeau not on the field. Not sure if he's injured or winded or what. 1st and 10. Raheem Mostert carrying tacklers for a first down. Giants defense starting to tire out here now. It's going to take another panic throw from Tua or a fumble or something, a mistake. Mostert makes a man miss in the hole, and he's gone. Looks like he's gone. He gets tripped up at the Giant 20-yard line. We just don't have anybody who could set the edge against Miami. Their tackles are getting outside faster than our defensive ends. I mean, Dane Belton misses a tackle in the hole that you need to make if you're a good safety. And then Mostert is just in the hole and gone. Great speed still at this age from Mostert. They just have so much team speed, and it's clear the Giants need to get some of that on defense. The Dolphins have 482 yards. A-Shane up the middle again, gets about 7 or 8. Second and 4, a minute 15 remaining. Dolphins just marching. They haven't even had to throw the ball in this drive. It's just been pitches to the outside, to Mostert, to A-Shane. It's like a double wing they're running with A-Shane. They get the first down. It'll be 1st and goal. They pitch it to A-Shane again. They'll have to run one more play for the end of the third quarter. It was a fun little. The offense just isn't good enough, guys. Like, we can't block, we can't get open, we can't make throws when the throws are actually there. Just can't execute at the right times. That's what we're gonna hear. Just can't execute. Just couldn't execute. Thought we fought hard. Couldn't execute. You're giving up 500 yards on defense. Yeah, you forced 3 turnovers, but that's Tua's fault. Like, Tua left points on the board, and A-Shane left points on the board with that fumble, despite having a great game. They give it to Mostert right up the gut. He runs right over Isaiah Simmons, but he grabs his ankle. Clearly, there was a false start they didn't call there. That'll be the last play of the third quarter. or not. Raheem Mostert ran the play and gets up the middle. The clock clearly stopped. This is just now the referees are like, this game's over anyway, which is fair. They're being outgained by like 6 football fields. But that was clearly the clock stopped. The Dolphins ran to the line of scrimmage just to get the play off. Raheem Mostert gets in the end zone. $31-13 is your score. They didn't throw the ball once on that drive. Just misdirection with Mostert and A-Shane all over the place. Just showing off, essentially. Third quarter has officially come to an end. I don't understand the logic other than just wanting to score. I guess like you take the defense off guard, you get them while they're tired, all that trash. But you're just moving the ball so easily. Just put this game on ice. You should have let the clock run out and let the fourth quarter start. This is the most scrimmage yards in the first 5 games of the season in the history of the NFL for the Miami Dolphins. Devin Achane has 9 carries for 148 yards and a touchdown. Unbelievable. Getting destroyed. Defense has made 3 decent plays. Other than that, they haven't played well. They're getting destroyed. Mac Jones struggling in New England as well. It might be time to make a move off of him. At least they're not committed to him long term. The Giants, listen, the quarterback, Daniel Jones, he's 13 of 17, 112 yards. He has been sacked 5 times again. He has 4 carries for 24 yards, averaging 6 yards a carry to lead the team. Darren Waller did drop a touchdown. That being said, rest of the team, himself, just not enough explosives compared to the Dolphins. At least the Dolphins have been nice enough to turn the ball over 3 times. Because, like I said, guys, this could have been 50. This could have been 50-13. Just not a good football team from start to finish. I mean, Julie, we Tua threw 2 interceptions and we forced a fumble. But other than that, literally other than that, nothing has happened. We're kicking field goals. We had a pick six, 102-yard pick six for a touchdown by Jason Pinnock, which was the high point of the season, possibly for the defense, definitely for the defense. And other than that, Tyreek Hill and Devin Achane on the Dolphins are just running free, wide open, like gazelles just gallivanting through the safari or something like that. Just wide open. Giants, every play looks like a struggle. Every run play, every pass play, just not on this. I mean, the Dolphins to me are. We just saw the stats. They're historic offense through 5 weeks. They have so much team speed. They get the ball to the edges of your offense. I mean, of your defensive line so quickly that if your defensive lineman isn't setting a strong, hard edge every single time, you're screwed. Jones in the shotgun. He takes a lick, gets rid of it to Daniel Bellinger to the outside. Gets about 7 or 8. Even that 3-step drop, Jones has someone in his face. He has to get rid of it very quickly. I'm excited. Evan Neal has been bad. Julie, he had one play in the first half where it was just like embarrassingly bad. Haven't heard his name a ton, but Jones has been getting a lot of pressure. as usual. 5 sacks is 5 sacks. The unit itself, the offensive line as a unit, is probably the worst unit in sports. Like, I would take the Mets bullpen over them. Giants throw it down the field. Darius Slayton out of bounds. Did he catch that? They say he caught that? Nope, he didn't catch that. 3rd and 3. Jones pressure in his face. Just dumps it at Wan'Dale Robinson's feet. 4th and 3. Have to go for it. They're not. They're going to punt. Just a bad team. This looks like Joe Judge again. How is that not a call? He's just tackling the blocker. How is that not a defense? What is that call? That's so bad. That's so bad by the referees. Jamie Gillen on the punt, and he actually does punt it. Shitty punt. At least today, you forced a couple turnovers. I'm trying to find the bright side here, guys. Like, we're punting on 4th and 3 because 3 yards is impossible for us to gain. The Dolphins get 3 yards the minute they start breathing on offense. Darius Slayton couldn't get his feet in. Every other great receiver, any receiver on any other team catches the ball, they at least get their feet down. 99% of the time, these guys are supposed to be so good that they'll actually get their feet down. We're going to be positioned for a top 3 pick in the draft. Horribly constructed roster, horribly coached team, not enough talent on both sides of the ball. The quarterback isn't making up for it. All of it stinks. It stinks. I'm blaming coach. Oh, I don't blame. Like, I've heard people say I don't blame the coach. How do you not blame the coaches for just not being competitive? Like, that's so cop out trash. This team was competitive last season. Oh, Andrew Thomas and Barkley were hurt. So what? You can't coach a single human being to play a competent left tackle in the entire universe for a couple of weeks with try to be competitive. There's people just actually making excuses for the coaching staff. It's embarrassing. Coaching staff, fine, maybe they're not the first thing to blame. You want to blame Joe Shane? Absolutely. This roster is not well constructed. You want to blame Dave Gettleman for the way they started a couple years ago and the way this train got off the tracks in the first place. Amazing. But you cannot get outscored this badly and play losing football in all facets and expect me to think that the coaches are not to blame at all. No, the coaches are definitely involved. Hand off to A-Shane. Dexter Lawrence finally makes a play somewhat near the vicinity of the line of scrimmage. He still fell forward for 2 yards. 2nd and 8. They hand it off to A-Shane. He's wrapped up after about a 1 or 2 yard gain. Third down. Dolphins probably just want to. Can you just end the game here, Miami? Can you just run it? P. Parker, our O line is horrendous. We literally have 1 sec to throw the ball. It is horrendous. It is awful. The problem is every single player, like it's week 5. If we get one injury on the O line, we don't have a single competent player capable of just doing a job. It's like guys that are off the street that every other team, you bring in an offensive lineman, all right, maybe they'll have a false start or two. Maybe they'll make a bad play here or there. You don't hear their name as often as you hear these Giants substitute offensive linemen's names because they're just getting turnstile blown past every single time. No hands on them. And Jones has happy feet back there. How could you not have happy feet back there? I'm done making excuses for him too because it's not like he's just completely making crazy play after crazy play to try to at least make me feel like he could do something on a better team. He's just kind of going with the flow with the rest of the team. He's trying at least to move around back there, but it's not working. This is a horribly coached team on the offensive line. We don't tackle well. We don't have any strong. We don't have anybody that sheds blocks besides Dexter Lawrence, and that's a nose tackle. So usually he's going to get double teamed on a run play anyway, and sometimes he'll make a play a couple yards behind the line of scrimmage. Other than that, like we can't set a strong edge. Jihad Ward and Kayvon Thibodeau and Azeez Ojulari, whenever he plays, they just never set a strong edge. Bijan Robinson gets in the end zone for Atlanta. They're going to take a lead. What a catch from Bijan Robinson. He like pinned it to the side of his back with his left hand. What do you want me to say, guys? What do we want to talk about with this Giants team? Tua in the shotgun on 3rd and 7. This will just pretty much. Oh, incomplete. The Giants finally get off the field, it looks like. There's no flags. Tua got some pressure from behind. His arm might have got hit, which affected the release. The Dolphins have 2 of the top speeds in the NFL this season, and not 2 of the top. 8. 7 of the top 7 top speeds in the NFL this year have been between 3 Dolphins players: Tyreek, A-Shane, and Mostert. So if you don't think next gen, like the Dolphins are looking at next gen stats and sprint speeds and stuff like that, you're insane. A stop for the Giants defense. How about them apples? They better not go to a timeout. First and 10 for the G-men. Daniel Jones has 119 yards passing. The fourth quarter has 12 minutes, 45 seconds remaining. Melinda, this is terrible. I don't know what to do with myself. Like, we just can't We are not an NFL offense by any stretch. Andrew Thomas and Saquon will help a little bit. Maybe we'll be able to move the ball a little bit more, but it's just still not even close to what you watch out of well-run NFL franchises right now. This is not how the offenses look. It's disjointed every play. Even catches look like shaky. Just scary. Jones sacked. Van Ginkel just goes right around Josh Azudu. 6th sack of the game. My entire recap video that'll come out later tonight will probably be about the offensive line. Josh Azudu gets blown up. Jones is hurt. Might have a concussion, and he does. Jones is hurt. Kevin Van Ginkel goes around Josh Azudu like he's not even there. So there you go. That's why Andrew Thomas matters. Tyrod Taylor in the game, 2nd and 15. Let's see if he can make the offense look a little better. Then I'll start to believe. If Tyrod doesn't get sacked, completes to Waller for about 7 or 8. Yeah, whatever, Esteban, at this point. Tank the season. I'm dead serious. You're not beating Buffalo next week. What's going to happen is they'll probably beat the Commanders for no reason, 1 out of 2 times, for no reason at all. Just tank the season. Don't let Jones play. Draft Marvin Harrison or 7 offensive linemen in the offseason. Seriously. Tyrod Taylor, he gets flushed to his right. He just throws it out of bounds on 3rd and 8. Fourth and 8 now. Giants at midfield. Just no athletes on this offensive line. A bunch of bums with no foot speed, no awareness, no strength, nothing. 4th and 8 for Tyrod Taylor. Daniel Jones probably concussed after Josh Azudu, who's been taken out of the game now. Tyrod tries to step up, evades a couple of sacks. He picks up a 1st down. Nice run from Tyrod Taylor. He is slippery. It is nice to have a backup quarterback who isn't just a stationary statue, at least. Tyrod Taylor can move around back there. And he is definitely more mobile than Daniel Jones. He's one of the most mobile quarterbacks in recent years, Tyrod Taylor. They hand it off to Breida. Breida tries to get the edge. He'll be run out of bounds after about 5 or 6. So maybe it's Tyrod. Maybe it's the Tyrod show. Maybe Jones was the reason he's not athletic enough to play with this offensive line. You got to just play schoolyard football if you're a quarterback on this offensive line. And that's the issue. Jones is not that type of guy who's just going to be able to improvise like that. He just needs to be able to read the defense a little bit. He cannot. 2nd and 6 for Tyrod Taylor. Free rusher. Tyrod gets rid of it, connects to Wandale. The blocking is so bad. Wandale Robinson going to the blue tent now. Unbelievable. So now 2 concussions to start the 4th quarter. This guy's a bust, Wandale. I'm sorry. Injuries are injuries, and concussions are scary. But he's always hurt, and when he plays, he doesn't do it for me. He doesn't do anything. all these underneath routes, doesn't get any yards after catch. Tyrod Taylor almost intercepted, looking for Darren Waller over the middle. Javon Holland makes a play on it. I cannot wait. Daniel Jones is done for the game. He's walking back to the locker room. Second and 10 for Tyrod Taylor, who started 2 of 4 for 15 yards. At least he's taking shots down the field, right? They hand it off to Eric Gray. He gets nowhere. Third and 10. Tyrod Taylor, he's going to get sacked. Guys, this is not watchable football. It's just not. We're out here kicking field goals to make it a 2-possession game, I suppose. Graham Gano, the best player on the team, knocks it through, and it's 31-16. Free rusher Kevin Van Ginkel just absolutely car wrecks Daniel Jones, knocks him out of the game. Tyrod Taylor's in. Made a couple of throws to at least get them into field goal range, but they suck. On third and long, they have 0% chance of converting. DeAndre Hopkins having a big day in Tennessee. Esteban, doesn't even matter who we play next week. I don't even care anymore. The season is really over. It really is. The Knicks preseason starts tomorrow. That's where I'm focused. You're going to start seeing Knicks streams. If you guys are Knicks fans or any type of NBA fan, make sure you pop around for some Knicks streams this year because I need a little bit of positivity and hope. And it's a shame that the Knicks are the best franchise in my life right now, besides soccer, which we're not really talking about. But in America, the Knicks are the best franchise I have to root for. That is a shame, and that has never been really the case for most of my life. Just despicable play from the New York Giants today. Plug in the laptop. Ugh. There's way too much time on the clock in this game. That's the most annoying thing about it. What if Tua throws another pick six here? That would be hysterical. They shouldn't throw the ball the rest of the game, Miami. They should be banned if they throw the ball. People are going to just pick out these like one video clips of Jones missing receivers. You don't understand the issue at hand. If you're going to pinpoint one or two plays where the quarterback misses a receiver, an open guy, like because you're playing Monday morning quarterback, that's just not how it works. Okay, it's over the course of a game why quarterbacks will miss wide open receivers. Early in the game, the tone is set in the trenches. If Daniel Jones knows that his tackles are just getting ran past every single play, yeah, no shit he's going to run. He's going to bail out of the play early, and he's going to check it down early. Because the alternative is a strip sack or a concussion, which we're dealing with now, a concussion. This is the worst unit in the history of sports. This offensive line is the single number one reason why this team is has one of the worst scoring differentials in the history of the NFL through 5 weeks. We've kicked what did I say earlier? We should kick 7 field goals this week. Credit the Dolphins. They look like a legit team. Nothing taking away from them. Like if they played a little bit cleaner, they could win. They could have scored 70 again today. If Tua played a cleaner game, they could have scored 70 today. They hand it off to Mostert. He's just gonna get out to the edge. Gets about 5. Just how many games this year are we just waiting for the clock to run out? It's just not even close. Not even something where we can just sit on the edge of our seat and get excited. It's tough. It's tough. Second and 5 for Miami. 8:15 remaining. Tua, please just use every. He's going to use every second of the clock for the remainder of the season. I mean the game. Fake pitch. They throw it to Tyreek Hill, who's literally so fast that he's able to run back for the ball, run a complete circle, and get a first down around the entire Giants defense. There's no speed on this Giants defense or offense. Tua, they're still throwing. Completes to Jalen Waddle and is short of the first down. Wow. Deontay Banks. I guess that's a little bit, to me, that's like a minor thing that I've seen today is Deontay Banks versus Jalen Waddle. That's probably been our closest matchup in terms of being able to go stride for stride with Jalen Waddle. Deontay Banks seems like a physical play, like a player physically that has the speed to stay with some top players in the NFL, at least be around them. He's not getting burned like we saw Trey Hawkins get burned and stuff like that. And Dory Jackson to me seems like he could get traded or cut or something like that. One of the highest paid players on this team, Dory Jackson. You don't hear his name much. But we got to stop. Punt for Eric Gray is called for a fair catch. Tyrod will take over. Daniel Jones, I heard, was done for the day. They're saying a neck injury, which makes perfect sense. Oh, Falcons look like they might squeak one out against the Texans. They're up 6, plenty of time left, but CJ Stroud and company only have 12 points on the board. Kenny Pickett in the shotgun here. 3rd and 4 for the Steelers. We got the red zone on the side. I am just getting exhausted of watching the Giants. I really am. I can't wait for the Knicks game tomorrow night. George Pickens with a nice back shoulder catch. He's a specimen. Just throw it in his direction. He's going to at least try to make a play. Giants don't have enough guys like that. That throw to Waller was so big in the first half. Think about that. If they convert that, this is a one possession game somehow. It makes no sense, but it's true. Texans starting to move the ball. Oh, the Giants are probably just going to come out and run it 3 times and just end the game. Do us all a favor, end the game. Your boy is starving. CJ Stroud is 18 of 33, 219 yards today. So easily his worst game of the season. Still protecting the football, hasn't thrown a pick. Ashane and Tyreek Hill really has been the story. Every time they need to call either of their numbers, it's worked. Tyrod Taylor is just going to have to play schoolyard BS and chuck it down the field, hope somebody makes a play. And he's more capable of that than Daniel Jones, I'll say that. When you have no blocking at all, this looks like the last year or so of Eli Manning before the Giants were able to get Andrew Thomas. That's what it's starting to look like. Tyrod Taylor at the Giants' 17-yard line in the shotgun, empty backfield. Let's see if they can at least block for more than 2 seconds. Ready? 1, 2. Tyrod flush to his right. Holding on the Giants. Tyrod throws it out of bounds. My video later today is just going to be eviscerating the entire Giants offensive line. I understand, like, a lot of these guys are draft picks. These are guys you use draft picks on. All right, Shane Lemieux was a Gettleman draft pick, not a great player. Fine. Josh Azudu is a Joe Shane pick. He got Daniel Jones injured today with a neck injury. Jalen Mayfield is playing guard. Tyrod completes it to Paris Campbell. Daniel Jones neck injury officially, so it was not a concussion. And then Wan'Dale Robinson out with a concussion. 2nd and 1 for Tyrod after a completion to Paris Campbell. Another completion to Paris Campbell. Tyrod again. Dolphins are just hitting the hell out of these Giants receivers, too. They're just delivering blows. Just a more physical team, faster team all around. Kenny Pickett looking for Pickens. Oh my goodness, what a throw to Pickens. We have a flag on the Giants. Another hold. Number 74. This is just so bad. Matt Parrott playing for the Giants at left tackle. Watching the other game at this point. Hell of a throw from Kenny Pickett. One-on-one coverage for George Pickens. Just throw it in his direction, like I said a couple of minutes ago. Giants try to set up a screen to Eric Gray, and they get a yard on the play. Tyrod in the shotgun on 2nd and 14. Giants somewhat pick up the pressure. What a catch from Darren Waller. Ball was behind him, but Tyrod delivers a strike. Tyrod Taylor's probably going to end up playing quarterback for the Giants next week against his old team in Buffalo. Hell of a catch from Darren Waller. Easily his best play as a Giant. His touchdown catch earlier was a lot more difficult than that. Tyrod in the shotgun. 4:20 remaining in the first game of the season between the Giants and the Dolphins before the Giants and Dolphins meet in the Super Bowl. Just kidding. Another completion to Darren Waller. Looks like Wan'Dale Robinson's back out on the field. He's been cleared from a concussion. Like to see that, but I also probably wouldn't play him in pretty much an L. That one is dropped. Bad throw, but also dropped by Sterling Shepard. Tyrod Taylor on 3rd and 3. They give it to Eric Gray and he's stuffed. It'll be 4th down. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. I appreciate anybody who popped in to this. I mean, listen, they don't if we don't score in this drive, we don't cover, which was my goal to start the game, but it's just been so ugly regardless. Tyrod gets sacked on 4th and 1. There's a flag on the play. Probably a holding on the Giants. Illegal contact on the defense. The refs keep the backdoor cover open. There's 3:09 left. Tyrod got sacked on 4th and 2. TJ Watt has the ball in his hands. This guy's a stud. Tyrod gives it to Matt Breida, who's hit immediately in the backfield. Darius Slayton will pick up, looks like a 1st down. Yep. Tyrod Taylor is making some decent plays. Back door is open for the Giants to cover. It's hard for me to keep my. The offensive line is just so bad, guys. So bad. Quick little comebacker to Isaiah Hodgins. First time we've heard his name since the 1st quarter. Dolphins just dominated all over the field. Other than the turnover battle, is the only reason this game is not completely disgustingly out of hand. Steelers are going to steal one against Baltimore. Unbelievable. Tyrod sacked. No, he breaks a tackle, gets near a 1st down, and now he's injured. Simply the worst offensive line play you've ever seen in your life to start the season. Just the worst. It's like we don't even know where to begin coaching it or drafting it or developing it. It's a foreign position for Giant fans. Andrew Thomas and Saquon will come back after the season's over. No, just trade them. What's the point? We are so past the point of being able to win in the window of Saquon and Andrew Thomas being good. We're so past that. Daniel Jones now hurt. I don't care. Like this channel, I made the video of Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones managed the game well last year, won us enough games to win and won a playoff game on the road last year. You want to say he's ass? Fine, he's ass. I think any quarterback would look pretty bad with this offensive line. Look at how many sacks they're allowing. You could blame Jones. You could blame Tyrod. Doesn't look much better back out there. He's making some nice quick reads, and he's more mobile than Jones. But now Tyrod's hurt, and he's only played 1 quarter because he can't protect himself back there. I don't think we have another quarterback dressed. So I don't know who they would even put in. It's hard to even just fathom being this bad, guys. It's like you win a playoff game on the road last year. I get it. Minnesota's not good this year, so a lot can change in the NFL, especially when you win close games like Minnesota did and the Giants did in the regular season last year. But now you're not even able to keep it close. You're not even able to manage the game enough. It doesn't even matter if you win the turnover battle because that's how like archaic this offense looks. No matter who the quarterback is, because you can't block. You just can't block. It's so obvious. The entire league knows you can't block up front, and it's just you're never going to win in the NFL if your blocking is at this level of bad. Like it's this level of bad. Tyrod Taylor looks like he just fell right on the football there. It might have hurt his chest or give him a stinger or something like that. He's going to stay in the game because they have no other options. Of course, they hand it to Breida. He's stuffed at the line of scrimmage. It'll be fourth down now. Are the Giants just going to kick another field goal, make it close? Just loft this into the end zone, Tyrod. Who cares if it's picked? A minute 30 remaining, 4th and 3. Giants just going to heave this one. Tyrod runs for it, gets a first down. Nice job by Tyrod Taylor. Kevin Van Ginkel has been in the backfield a lot, but geez, like he's like I don't know how this. He's like reckless on some of these tackles of the quarterback. Like, he's just throwing all of his body weight around. Ball is past the line to gain, or not. Who knows? They will review it. It's inside of 2 minutes. Nope, they're gonna say he's short, and Miami is just gonna take a knee. Whatever, guys. That'll be the football game. Giants are just gonna take their 3 timeouts, shove them in their pocket for next week. That's how it works, right? 219 rushing yards for the Dolphins today. Knicks game tomorrow against the Celtics. I'm not going to stream it, but I am going to try to do a Knicks video later this week for like a season preview type of video. We got to switch our focus a little bit on the channel. We cannot just sit here and doom and gloom over how bad the Giants are for an entire year. It's way too early to just sit here and keep repeating myself for an entire season. So we're going to come up with other stuff. We're going to do Giants videos, continue to do the recap. Hopefully later today we'll get that out. But it doesn't really matter. Team is playing so poorly in all facets of the game. Now your quarterback has a neck injury. Tyrod Taylor is probably going to be on the injured list or whatever, on the notable inactives list this week. 2nd and 9. The Giants will burn a timeout. It's just so annoying. They're going to make the Dolphins earn one more first down. It doesn't matter either way. Steelers Ravens. Mark Andrews inexplicably is able to get out of bounds. So they're in two very close games. Well, not very. It's a touchdown game in Pittsburgh, but it's a 1 point game in Atlanta, and they're setting up for a field goal. Handoff is to Raheem Mostert. He's touchdown after about a 2-yard gain. Sets up about 3rd and 7, 3rd and 6. Has not been any excitement on offense really for the Giants today. Giants have the Bills, Commanders, Jets. The Jet game is just going to be even rougher, isn't it? We're going to have to take a beating from the Jets. That's how bad we are. I mean, maybe Zach Wilson won't light it up against us, but the Jets will be able to run the ball against us for sure. Third and 6. Dolphins get this. The game will be over. Giants won't even need to use their last timeout. They'll just be able to take a knee. Tua looking to throw, has all day to throw, checks it down to Raheem Mostert, breaks a tackle, gets a first down. That'll be your football game, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, all right. I'm going to end the stream very shortly. I want to thank anybody who popped in today. Giant fans, we're down bad, so this is why we got to watch Mikey Hot Takes instead. What is the point of just tuning into the game at this point when nothing exciting is going to happen? Let's create a dialogue. Let's shit on this team together. Let's get through it together. Let's get through this long season together. I'll be back next Monday night. Giants, Buffalo, probably another beatdown. This Miami team lost to Buffalo last week. So just think about that, Giants fans. It doesn't get any easier. If anything, it gets worse. We have the Bills on prime time with probably a hurt Daniel Jones if he even comes back. Who knows? Neck injury, really scary. So Dolphins, first 4-1 start since 2003. Congratulations, Dolphins fans. You have a good team. It's going to be about if you can get through that team in Buffalo later in the year and Kansas City. Those are the two major hurdles for the Dolphins, obviously, later in the year. But Giant fans, we hold our heads yet again in shame. Nobody performed well. We had a pick six. We forced 3 turnovers. We won the turnover battle 3-0, and we still lost by 2 scores. Can't block. Can't throw the ball downfield. Can't run the ball. Just nothing. Just nothing. Defense giving up too many explosives. Even if you do force 3 turnovers, too many explosive plays. Bad tackling all around. Just not a good roster. Starts with the organization. Starts at the franchise and drafting level. Kayvon Thibodeau, he made a couple plays today. He's not the reason the Giants suck. Don't get it wrong, but he's not setting a strong edge on the run game. Azeez Ojulari, you never hear his name. If he's healthy, if he's not healthy, you don't even know. Dexter Lawrence gets double teamed most plays, and that's the entire defense for the Giants. They're already into the secondary. Okereke made a play or two in this game through the air, but still, this is not a good football team. We know this already. We know this now. It's confirmed. We have no leg to stand on. There's nobody I'm going to go to bat for. Daniel Jones, love him as a player, love him as a person, think he could be a competent NFL quarterback, but I think the window is gone. I think the window of seeing him perform well in New York is done, especially if this neck injury is serious. We could be dealing with Tyrod Taylor, Matt Breida, and in the backfield next week against Buffalo in Buffalo on Monday Night Football. It's only going to get worse from here. So we're in draft pick monitoring status. Are we going to be looking at quarterback next draft? We might be. We might be in the Drake May discussion. We might even be in the Caleb Williams discussion. Who knows? That's how bad this franchise is. Nothing can be ruled out. Everything is bad. There's not a single player you go back and you look at this and like, yeah, he played great. No, maybe a couple guys made a play here or there, but nobody was consistently dominant, winning their reps. The Dolphins just had their way all the time. Easy throws for Tua. A couple of difficult throws Tua had to make, a couple of them were picked. But all the easy throws, all the easy reads were easy explosives for Miami. Giants need to get better, and it's that simple. So until next time, until next week, your boy's starving. I'm going to watch some actual good football this afternoon instead of just the trash I've been forced to watch with the Giants and the Dolphins. Dolphins fans, enjoy. Your team is good. This was an easy cupcake on your schedule coming off a loss against a division opponent in Buffalo last week. So that's it. We're going to end the stream. I appreciate anybody who joined the video. Stay tuned. We will try to drop a recap. I think the recap may come out tomorrow. It may just be about this offensive line because the rest of the team is whatever. The rest of the team isn't good, but this offensive line is laugh out loud bad. And that's it. So until next time, make sure you like, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Peace.